Good evening and welcome to Prime of Midlife. It's Thursday evening and this weekend I am going to be doing some processing, but mainly of foraged goods. So I thought I would show you what I have because it's not particularly specialist. So first let me show you what I'm processing just now. If you've seen the earlier video, you've seen we had mushrooms. We know someone who's a forager. These mushrooms are seemingly very safe to eat. They've been eating them for years. I obviously do not go out and pick mushrooms because I have no clue, and even if I had a clue it wouldn't be enough. I need someone that's an expert. So I have these mushrooms. There's already one load in the dehydrator. There will be some getting frozen as well, just to be able to go into meals quickly. And I thought, while I had them in the dehydrator, I just pull out, this is the tray that's been on the top this afternoon while I came in from work. So as you can see, I've just roughly sliced them, and you know, these ones are quite crispy. So I'll be putting them back in once I finish the video, but that's basically what they do, and they're going to be great for soups and stews and bolognese and stroganoff and all sorts of things like that. So that's my mushrooms. Now, once they're dehydrated, anything I dehydrate really, what I normally do is I try and get these kind of jars. Now this one's a Kilner, but I have got the much cheaper ones like the Range, B&M, you name it, Asda. I have got quite a few of them, and I find them ideal for storing anything that I've dried in the dehydrator. Stick a silica pack in and sort it. So there you go. Jars, airtight jars. I also use these. This one's pasta sauce. A lot of the time I use these for like jams or pickles because they've got the wee button thing. So once you've processed them, you know they're sealed properly. But I have pasta. I have Tesco strawberry jam. See, I'll take the label off now that you've seen it, but Tesco strawberry jam. This one's one of the jam jars I bought before that I've now used, so it can get used again. And that, as I say, that's for pickles, for jams, for lemon curd, because that's really nice when you make it homemade, and it's really easy once you get it sussed. I just haven't done it for a long time. And just down the road, I found an elder tree. So I shall be doing some elderberry cordial and obviously my rosehip syrup, which I'm just, the rosehips, I mean they looked perfect earlier, but I did get comments saying wait a bit, see if you can get to the first frost. I don't think we've got the first frost, so I'm just a bit there. But what I use for them, I've got the little Certo bottles with metal caps. Those ones will get water bathed. And also I have some Polish friends. They have perfect 500ml vodka bottles. So that will get used as well. For the rosehip syrup and the elderberry syrup, you need a jelly bag. Now please excuse the state of this one, I haven't used it in about 4 or 5 years, so obviously it's going to get washed, boiled, sterilised, scalded, you name it, it's happening to that bag. Because that's what you have to do. And then I've got muslin. Now, funnily enough, this is what my muslin looks like before it's used. This is the spare. I think I got a pack of like 5 or 10 sheets. This is what it looks like when it comes out the washing machine. It's a bit squished. But as you can see, it stretches out fine. So that'll do for putting things like, that's what I used for putting the butter through when I made butter. And that basically is it. That's what I use, and from that, with just a saucepan, and alright, I've got my dehydrator there, but with a saucepan for your chutneys, your jams, your syrups, your cordials, they can all just be done in a pot with very little equipment. And certainly for jars and bottles, I just reuse them. I know there's been a few comments over the months that I've had the channel going saying, do you just use jars? Can I use this? Yes, yes, yes and yes. If it's airtight, it can be used for storing anything dried, especially if you've got silica sachets. Better get food grade ones though, don't use the ones that you come with your shoes. Not a good idea. But I mean, even this is my sugar canister that I use every day. Now, this came from Mum and Dad's house, but originally it was full of shortbread from a experience, a driving experience, and they got the little shortbread canister, and of course, as you can see, it's the airtight, and we've had them for years, and I use them now for my sugar and my tea, because I think on some of the earlier videos, you can see I've got the white china sugar, tea and coffee. Well, I don't use my coffee canister ever, so I only really need tea and sugar, and I broke the sugar, I think, and it was like, no, I'll just dig out Mum and Dad's, and that's what I'll use. So that's what I use, and that's what you can use in so many ways. My friend Mandy, my work colleague, she brought me down her old coffee jars. She does drink coffee. At the moment, they're full of oatmeal and lentils, because that let me decant the large bag into an airtight container, which means it will stay fresh for much, much longer. Instead of a few months, it's possibly a couple of years. So I utilise anything like that. My daughter, if she has Chinese, bring me the tubs, because I use them for my pre-cooked meals. I haven't bought, I think I bought one set of tubs in the last 2 years, and that was the deeper ones. Every other time it's always been that I've got it from someone who's got it from something. So, you know, I just thought I would come on today, seeing as how the dehydrator's going mad with the mushrooms, and I'll be slicing them up like a demon tonight, because this basket of mushrooms, I also have 2 paper bags full, and the bottom drawer, the chiller drawer in your fridge, it's also full, because it's mushroom season, and they've already dehydrated and made pickle and stuff, and they're like, we've got so many mushrooms, bring them to me, I'll deal with them. So I shall be dehydrating and freezing these. I haven't quite worked out how to do the pickle yet, but I will learn that. Seemingly pickled mushrooms is very, very nice. So yeah, that's how my evening's going to go this evening, but I thought it might be useful, especially if you find elderberries, blackberries, rose hips, anything like that. It's very easy to do, to preserve it either as a cordial or, as a jam or something like that. So yeah, why not have a go? So that is me for this evening. I am away to go and put that sheet of mushrooms back in the dehydrator, and in about an hour or so they'll be done, and I will be going to slice them more. So have a good evening. I'll catch you later.